Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. It's 1:26 p.m. here in good old Tennessee. Today I want to talk to you about belief, a moral value. I don't, you would call it what you want, but it's something that I grew up with. My kids, I began to see a change, but now I don't even recognize um, what's going on. What I mean by that is when I was a young child and really through my high school years, but mainly as a elementary, uh, grade school age, that our neighborhood um, was basically a neighborhood filled with trust. In fact, um, as best I can recall, I mean, I was a kid. Um, our community was a community of trust. We just trusted back then. Often, my dad didn't bother locking the doors of our house. He saw no reason to. As children, we were told go outside and play. Even if we'd had Nintendos and stuff back then, I don't believe my parents would have wanted me to have one because they felt like I needed to go out, and be amongst the world, so to speak. And of course, my world was my little neighborhood. But I mean, we were allowed to go. Sometimes my mom, yeah, we knew when she wanted us out of the house because she'd get up real early and she put on a big pot of collard greens or mustard greens or some kind of greens. And boy, it didn't take long before that whole house stunk to high heaven. And we would literally get out of bed, throw some clothes on, and get out of the house. And we knew that my mom fully intended us to go. Okay. But it wasn't because she didn't love us um, we had lots of friends in the neighborhood. Uh, Basically, the rule was as long as the street lights weren't on, you could stay outside and play. But you better be in when those street lights come on. That was the boundary that was set. Um, we had some big woods in our area, and we played in those woods and ran through the woods, and no one worried. And heck, we were kids. We were having a blast. We certainly weren't worried. Okay, no way. We were having a blast. We didn't even think about trouble. Sometimes we caused trouble, but that's for another um, video. But there was just this trust in the community at large. Um, I walked up to where my little school bus picked me up, took me to a Catholic private grade school, not because we were rich, but because we lived in that Catholic parish and we were Catholics. And they had um, a way of helping people. It wasn't one of these prestigious, elite type schools. Um, but anyway, we just we trusted. Um, Jesus takes a child and sets the child on his lap. And he says, you got to have the faith of a child. You got to trust. Of course, he's speaking on uh, trusting Christ as your Savior and things like that. But the concept of trust is built in to our whole system of being. Neighbors, we knew each other. If one mama opened that door and said, "You better get in here," um, we all came running to her house because we knew that it didn't matter whose mom did the yelling. If the mom said do something, by golly, we did it. And they backed each other up, because they trusted each other. They knew that our neighbors weren't going to hurt us. And our neighborhood was comprised of Catholics, Jewish people, another Catholic family, a family that I'm not sure if they were, into church. Well, I think they were. They were anyway. And then we had a doctor that lived in our neighborhood, and the rumor on him was he did abortions on the pool table at his house. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that was the rumor going around. And with my family and the other families in the neighborhood, it wasn't a matter of trust. It was a matter of, you guys don't go to that house, period. We weren't allowed there. They didn't have to tell us why. They didn't have to convince us. They didn't have to reason with us. They were the adults and we were the children, and they said, don't do it. So we pretty much followed, not, I'm not saying we were the greatest kids in the world, but what I'm saying is we didn't question our parents. We didn't. So trust is a huge thing. And then when I grew up and had my own children, I could see that kind of disappearing somewhat. That trust, that idea of trust. I could see it. It was obvious. We knew our neighbors. We had a basketball goal in our driveway. So, man, we had all kinds of kids coming over to play with my son. But we still trusted. I mean, there was not, we took our kids trick-or-treating and didn't worry. Didn't think, oh man, I wouldn't do that today. Today, I'll be honest with you, I don't know who my neighbors are. If they came up to me in the grocery store and said, "Hey, neighbor," I'd look at them like, "What?" Of course, my mind doesn't work, but the point is, we don't have community anymore, and we don't have that community of trust. We not only lock our doors when we're gone and at night, we block our doors when we're inside and in the house. We lock our doors. We don't trust. No one trusts. And trust, that concept of trust, that I'm calm, I'm not worried. And it's a biblical concept. Several places we're told not to worry, not to fear. Um, but boy, our society needs to get back to trust. Our society uh, needs to get back to being trustworthy. Um, we lock our car doors now. I mean, I never even thought about that. One time, I got in my car and I had a little change area there, and all my change was gone. Every bit of it. It was probably a dollar, couple of dollars, I don't know. Um, they took my $2 worth of change. So I couldn't trust. And I started locking my doors, car doors. You wouldn't have heard of that in the olden days. Now, and I am old, so I know that, we've a couple of generations have gone. But as we go down and down and down and down, it's become very apparent to me that we've got to get back to that trusting one another. Um, I don't, if someone's a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or a libertarian or Green Party, everybody ought to be playing above board, you know, and so that trust can be brought back. Reagan, he recognized this when he said, trust but verify. He saw that trust was not enough in the world that we were at that time. Um, and now, I don't even want to verify some of these things. I just don't trust, period. And you're not going to, convince me until people start telling the truth and people start doing right things and they don't stab each other in the back and they don't have ulterior motives. You know, we used to help each other in our neighborhoods. Um, we still do in times of crisis. So those good things are within us still, but how long will they last? Because I know my children don't have the strong connection that I had growing up to this idea of trusting one another. Um, you know, it's sad. Um, I'm to the point, unless I hear Trump or one of his staff people, not any, I'm sorry, nothing against some of the conservative news. I pay attention to you. I listen to you. Uh, I read. Well, I don't read. I don't read very well. Um, but um, so there it goes again, guys. Every video, I just can't keep up with it. But we got to get back to that trust again. You know, uh, go knock on your neighbor's door. Not the crazy ones, you know, but if there's a quiet neighbor, knock on the door, or if there's a nice little old lady, maybe a little old man, maybe an older couple. I don't know, take baby steps, but start taking steps. We got to start trusting again. Now, I understand. Lots of things have gone on to destroy that trust, and I understand that. I'm the same way. But somehow we have got to whittle away at all the distrust, clear out all the nonsense, and get to the basics, and tell the truth. So I listen to, I try to listen to MSNBC, but boy, I have trouble doing it. CNN, I enjoy them a little better because almost everyone, Trump and almost every one of his staff has made complete fools out of Caitlin Collins and some of the that just I don't know. Caitlin Collins is one of them though. I get tickled because every time she opens her mouth, I'm waiting on the person on the other end of that uh, to answer whatever it is that she's questioning about. So let's do that. Let's take small steps and get back to trusting one another. And as we trust one another, then that will grow. More people will trust more people. What a horrible feeling it is, worrying about my car. Is it going to be okay? Is somebody going to steal it? Are they going to steal my change? Are they going to bust a window because I locked my door? And the public school system has lied, 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 not to just the general public, they've lied to the parents. And they've hidden things from the parents. That does not foster trust. I promise you it does not. It does the exact opposite, especially when what you're doing is so doggone wrong. I mean, if everything turned out okay, well, we might say, you know what, we can trust that person because look at the outcome. That's why I trust Trump and his staff. Man, if he says it, if Vice President Vance says it, if Hegseth, if Kennedy, if Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, pretty soon, I'm hoping, and the rest of the gang. And I don't know everybody's name. And I don't know who hasn't been confirmed yet, except I don't think Kash Patel has. I think he's gotten out of committee. But I think they're playing this game. Well, I take that back. I guess, because today's President Day, they decided, Congress, that they'd take a 4-day weekend because I didn't see anything coming out of Congress on Friday. And they sure should have, the Senate should have put his vote on the floor. I know they got to whine and complain for a while, but eventually they have to go on and vote. But they ain't even got him to the floor yet. He's out of the committee. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, I'm hoping he makes it in too. And if any of his staff say something, then I'm going to believe it. Then I trust. And I'm hoping to grow that trust over the next 3 years, 4 years. I hope by the end of President Trump's presidency that our society has begun the process of getting back to trust here in America. So have a great day, great afternoon, good evening. I look forward to speaking with you again. I don't know why I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it. If you're on Truth Social, please go to Prayers for Our Nation and like and share this video in Truth Social. If you're on Facebook, please go to Just Me Thinking. It's a public group, so you don't have to join it. But like this video and share this video to your groups on Facebook and other platforms, whatever you're a part of. In the same way with Truth Social. If you also are on Facebook, do the same thing. I've tried to get on X and I keep posting, but it doesn't have, and nothing ever happens. And YouTube, if you can get on YouTube, I would ask that you would go to my page, that you would subscribe, that you would like, and in all, no matter what platform you're on, the sharing and the comments. Because I figure if you share it, you probably liked it or, thought it was okay. But commenting, I want to start a conversation and I'm the only one talking. Nothing from Facebook, very little from Truth Social, although I do have a couple of folks that are helping me out, doing a pretty good job on that. But we got to grow. We can't stay stagnant. I think I've got 2 subscribers now on YouTube. I pray I get to the day where I'm talking hundreds of subscribers and then maybe thousands of subscribers. And that's probably as far as I can hope to go. I wish I could say I was one of those influencers, but I'm not. So I'm almost begging people because I believe that we need to make America moral again. I really believe that. Trust and honesty. We've looked at those 2 things. We can see that we don't have them now in a bad way. We're going to be looking at other values that has made America what it is today. We were based in these. We were created from these beliefs and values of our founding fathers. Some of it rooted in the Bible. Some of it rooted in common sense. Some of it rooted in just fairness. But whatever moral system, whatever values, beliefs you have, and principles, if they align themselves to our Constitution, we want you in a Make America Moral again. It doesn't matter what religion you are. There are many religions that have very strong values and beliefs, and they pretty much align with what our founding fathers wrote about in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So join in with me if you could. And let's help make America as great as it possibly can be. And we can't be as great as we can be unless we can start trusting each other. All right. Thank you very much and have a great day.